I couldn't wait to finish my caramel earlier in the chocolate kitchen, so I could get out and show you the mound that I have been weeding of the thistles, and to show you what dock roots look like when they've been sprayed and are dying, and the young roots that are growing next to them. So this is a mound here behind me. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be weeding today. I've not quite decided. Oh, what's going on with the camera? It's going to fall off, isn't it? I'll take that with me. This is a mound. It's an artificial hill made by removing some of the topsoil of the next door field in order to make that field poorer to grow meadow flowers on it. So I have already weeded all this from the thistles. So I have noticed a big fat young fresh thistle that has come back up here. So it's not a real thistle. It stings, but it's not bad. It's got a few bruises here that I'll have to tend to. And we've got here one of the docks. One here, a few there, yes. So you can see there's all that side has been done, not the top. And I have this side to do. In fact, I better do them soon because they're flowering and putting out seed. See these thistles? They're very interesting. There's different sorts. You see this one is shiny here, can you see? And you've got another one that's a slightly different type here, that's more matte, and a green that's a little bit more, it's like pearlescent nearly. They are both edible, in fact. We'll eat a bit of the leaves of both. That's a spiky one. The pigs really like this, and so do the chickens. Chopped small for the chickens. The flatter one, without so many stings, it's different, slightly different flavors. They're both bitter to the taste, and they both are very easy to pull. I will put my gloves on in a minute, but I'll show you. Where's my hand? I can't see the screen for the sun. What have I locked now, bloody thing? Not asked you to lock anything. That's it, it stopped locking. You see, the root is really thin and short, and that's the plant. So this is what Rosie has been spraying last year all over this mound. So I've still got quite a bit of work to do. And you see on the ground what's growing because of, I think it's because of the spraying, because the ground has been damaged and the grass isn't growing so well. Around here, this stuff is growing. That's edible too. It's silverweed, I think it's called. But it's a bit tough. Not brilliant, but it's got medicinal properties. But that's growing all over. And she tends to spray that as well if she sees it, too much of it. But I really cannot. Look at it. The field is full of it. I'm not going to attempt to take this out. It's too much. So I've done this part of the mound. Here I've left this one which I was going to give to the chickens. That's where I left it. And here we've got a real thistle. Now that is very stingy. I need to remove it, but I will take the fork for that. And here are the geese. And the cockerel hiding behind here with a hen, and several hens hiding over there. Last night I was picking dogs in this area you see here. They have been sprayed. You can tell from the brownness what's going on here, in fact. These are not dogs, they are the other plant. Oh well. Oh, there's a sprayed one over there. You see this here? This dog where the leaves have a sort of red-brown, and it's curling, which is a sign it's been poisoned by something. Hello ladies. This is a broody man. She stopped being broody now. She doesn't look after her two little ones, so she thinks they are big enough to look after themselves. Don't you? Hmm? Where are your little ones? And Turlilu here is posing. Turlilu, are you going to chase someone to show us how you chase those birds? No? Too hot for chasing? Yes, too hot for chasing. Yes, and you've got a lot to say, don't you? Yes. Looks like a nettle has been spread here. It's black. And the weed around it is also dying, that silverweed thing. Oh, this is a pile I did the other day. Yes, well, I've not got worms with me. Another one that has been sprayed there. Madam, don't be too close to that stuff, it's toxic. Yes, you're very pretty. And you deserve a lot of worms, yes. There's a few nettles here I need to remove. So this is the side I've not done. I'm going to do the other side first, not because the grass is tall. Look, madame, you talk more than me, don't you? I can't hear myself talking when you're talking as well. So I'll do the side at the front, and then I'll do this side afterwards, as it's less visible. Yes. I don't know if I agree with that. We've got one magnifique dog there. Shall we try and see what it looks like when I pull that one out? Where shall I put that camera thing? On the floor? It's not brilliant. Where are we? What's this? Yes, hello you. Ok, ça va rester. Est-ce qu'on le voit? Oui, il est là. Ok, stay there video, please. So that's a beautiful specimen. That must have an enormous root. Oh, it's a very soft ground. There must be some mice holes under there. So I take all that out. That's extremely easy, this one. Ah, there we are. We've got a root here showing. That silverweed, it grows like strawberries. Look at that. No wonder it invades everything. It's a very clever reproducing plant. Usually I have hens around me if I do that, as they'll be looking for the worms, but there's the other side of the fence. So this plant seems fresh so far. I can't see an old root on it. It seems to have fresh young roots. Hello, Madame Turkey, you stuck the other side, aren't you? Lady Turkey. Ah, we've got some old root. Old. Yeah, it's old, but it's not dead. I'll show you in a minute. I don't know which variety of dock this is, but this is obviously one with thin leaves, and it's not the sorrel one. Actually, tastes a bit sorrelly. Oh, Turkey, what are you doing with Mrs. the Hen? So this, I don't know if you can see. Turkey, what's the matter with you? You're being aggressive. You can see the young roots. This is an old root or a mother root. And I recognize the ones that have been sprayed because that area is usually black, slightly hollow, and very soft, very breakable. But this one is in good condition, so this must just be an old plant from at least last year. And the chickens, oddly, do like to eat some of the root, the orange. And if I eat a bit of that, it's very bitter. Yellow dock root is one of the anti-cancer things in the cassia. Is it cassia? No, there's a Canadian remedy for cancer, and it comprises of 5 plants, and that root, at least from one of those docks, yellow dock root, is one of the ingredients. I've made oil with this before, and the oil was beautiful, but I don't remember how I did it. Because I didn't do it when they were dry. And when I put them in when fresh, they started fermenting or being a bit weird. So I've never done it again. It's also a good antifungal. So it's a good blood cleanser somehow, this root. It's medicinal and very useful. So now I've pulled out this one. What can I show you? I could show you one in the chicken field, could I? Or should I start pulling out at some of those? Choices, so much to do. It's all very exciting. Well, it doesn't matter really what's most exciting. What I really want to get rid of, personally, because I've seen the hassle of it, is those rushes. I'm focusing on them now, you see in the middle of the screen. Those blasted things. Rosie planted some around the pond because she bought some at the garden center and thought they looked nice. And now they're invading everywhere. I used to live somewhere in Wales where the field was just full of those rushes. They're really hard to uproot and they're so invasive. Now she's not spraying those yet, which is surprising. She's obviously not realized to what extent they are going to take over, and then because they're not edible, there's nothing much left to eat for the animals that are grazing. But never mind. I'm only complaining, aren't I? Yes. So what's happening over here? We've got a nettle, I'll have to uproot that as well. A charming thistle. Oh, you're beautiful. Yes, I'll pull you out, but not right now because I'm holding the screen. Some work previously done. The oak tree seemed to like the treatment I did on it. It's very green. And look over there. Where is that? I want to show you that tree. But you don't know what it was like before I started, do you? The pear trees are not yet getting any better. In fact, they have been pretty poorly looking. They've not really grown very well, and they've got some deficiency of some sort now. But I'll wait a year to see if that's working. That's the paste put on its trunk. And this little one is not doing very well. I've given them some fresh chicken manure mixed with straw because they've not been fed, and this one is planted on some very clayey soil. This is the Miss Turkey here. Hello, Miss Turkey, what are you doing? I'll show you the other tree, which I'm very pleased is. Hello, Wagtail. Can you see her? There she is. Next to the black hen. It's very nice to see her. Yes, talkative. Are you having a dust bath? Yes, you better do it this side because on the other side it's been sprayed. That's been sprayed. And all there. I'm going to have to get some zeolite. Ah, little dog. I need to get those. Okay, you see this little tree? That has not been happy since they've planted it. Where are we? You see the color of these leaves. Let's show you the color it was, but I can't even show you because it started to recover. That's a young leaf, obviously. It's not got its green yet. But if you look at this tree, I've given it chicken manure only 2 weeks ago, and I've done that trunk paste and given it water, and it's getting green already. I'm so happy with this, that it's showing sign of just it's getting better. It's wonderful. I gave some to this little oak as well here. It's tiny, it's not been doing very much. It's a bit hidden in the grass, but again I've given it chicken manure and some stones to try and keep some of the moisture. This one, I don't know what will happen to it. That's a walnut tree. I've never seen a walnut tree with such weird leaves. It's got walnuts on it. I gave it the treatment and gave it some chicken manure as well. And put stones around it to stop the chickens just scattering it everywhere. Little chicks, what are you doing in there? What are you doing? Huh? Where's your mum? She's not your mum anymore. You're big enough now, aren't you? This one is little cockerel, unfortunately. Oh, you've nothing left to eat already again. This is a new way of feeding the hens. Give them a certain amount in the morning. Oh, really? soaking it overnight to see if it's got any cayenne pepper yet. I must say, it looks a lot more tempting when it's soaked. Edited. It's very nice soaked grain. So what are we going to do now? Do you want to see the little goose? The one that's not been eaten and predated by whatever predated them inside. He's outside now. Every time he sees anyone, he goes into a panic. Probably because it's shut in there. Oh la la, little thing. His parents often do come. He's got water and he's got food. He's not big enough yet to come out because he's just not agile enough. He couldn't run away and he's too small and too attractive as a prey. Okay, I leave you alone because you're obviously not happy seeing me. There's a Mr. Turkey there looking hot. Are you beautiful today? You are beautiful today, aren't you? Oh yes, look at that. You're the main one, aren't you? Yes, it's very hot. Is your mum still roosting in there? Poor thing. Yes, very beautiful today. What about this young turkey here? What are you doing next to the hen? You're not tormenting her, are you? This is the little turkey who had his head caught by the dog, because she was living with my landlords, and one day the dog beat its head and it's had a problem since. It's not quite right, but it's got very funny behavior. It used to run away as soon as it saw anyone, at least me, but lately it's been sitting at the foot, I think because it's broody. She doesn't understand that she needs a male in order to do little eggs, do you? She's very beautiful. She makes funny noise as well, don't you? I like her light grey because the other female is brown. She's so gorgeous. Aren't you pretty? You're too tired to say anything. Too hot, rather. Oh, look, Monsieur Male is beautiful with his colours at the front. That green and blue like a peacock. Oh, this is a little hen. I should put some zeolite in there in case there's some nasty stuff from the sprays, shouldn't I? Oh, they do like a dust bath. I can smell the crow smell. They've been landing on here somewhere. Oh, look, there's a funny insect there. A red thing. Oh, he's fallen off. Hello, Miss Turkey. What are you doing by my foot? I nearly kicked you, didn't I? Huh? Will you? Will you? Yes, you're very beautiful. Good turkey. Right, shall we go and pick up some weeds for you? Yes. What's all this crap on here? Madame Turkey, have you put all this rubbish here? Piece of metal. I don't know what that is. I'll put them over there. And all these stones. Well, the grass is not going to grow if we've got all these stones, have we? Is it? Oh, and a little one here. There's too much rubbish here. Maybe I will weed a few thistles and then stop the video, because it's going to be again one of my most boring outdoor videos of weeding. The pond looking green. So it was looking really nice before it rained, and I think they've put some more water from, maybe from the stream. There's all this green stuff on top since. It was so clear and clean before that. It's pointless just keeping putting zeolite. I'm just draining my wallet and stop. I just leave them to deal with the pond. It's theirs after all. And it doesn't bother the chickens. Can you see anything? You see the wheelbarrows. That's exciting. Let's go to the middle part. I want you to remove some thistles. That's it, yes, the video does that. And you've got a wheelbarrow, very exciting. What do we know? It's not very good, is it? What's going on? Yes. I'll pull out another of these dogs to see what the root is like. The soil is so soft here. It's very different in the chicken field. It's hard. Oh, what have we got here? That's strange. Oh, I've not seen eggs before on a dog root. Okay, have a look. Wait, can you focus, please, come? Try with my elbow. No, doesn't want to focus. Allez. Okay, this way. Why is it out of focus, this stupid thing? That's better. Now you see those blue things. I've never seen this before. They're very blue, like copper blue. They look a bit like aphids, but it's not quite the right color. Have they got legs? Yes, they've got legs. Maybe they are blue aphids then. Yeah, very strange. Well, you can, ow! There's a thistle in there. You can see the root. Here it's got a bit of old root that's rotten. Can you see that? All around here has been sprayed over the years. But again, it could be just that the plant dies when it judges necessary in winter. So I can't just keep saying it is the spraying, because it's only my suggestion. I don't really know if it is. But it makes sense when I look at the young ones that are very clean, with the roots very nice looking. Here we've got some normal thistles. Oh no, that's not. Yeah, we have a few normal thistles that are very naughty. They are hiding among these. The soil is a bit harder here. I want to the front so I don't have to get stung on the feet. Not that it stings very much. It stings enough that it's a bit unpleasant. When the soil is hard, they break. Well, it's much easier to break the root. I'm not sure if anything grows back if we leave a bit of that rooting. Is that a normal thistle there? Yes. Oh no, it's not. Okay. If I could do enough of this mound, I could then dig that up and finish it, say it's finished. And then I would just concentrate on the chicken field. Because I'm not interested in doing anything else, as the rest will be sprayed anyway. So I might as well just concentrate on who matters, the chickens. Of course I have to remove some of the dogs, well, all the dogs I see as well. That's I can't do it by hand. I need the tool for that. I know these thistles are very good for sleep. That one can make a tisane or an infusion from them by boiling the stem which is white as it's broken. I'll show you one that's broken. Oh, there's one. Can you see that? It's sort of white. It's very bitter. It tastes like dandelion, really. I do believe it's the same family as dandelions. Good for the liver. I've eaten some that were very tender and very nice to eat. But the ones I've eaten so far, they are more fibrous. It could be because it's been hot now for several weeks, which is unusual for England. I wonder what they're up to with their weather machines. It was very interesting to watch the programs the other day about the fact that countries that never get water suddenly are getting a lot of water, like, was it in North Africa, Iran or Lebanon rather, Saudi Arabia, the countries around there, they were getting floods in 22 as well as Christmas last year. I've not seen it recently. It's curious, don't you think? And they do have some machines that force the rain to drop where it wouldn't naturally drop. And it makes me think, are they artificially triggering this heat here in European countries because they want us to react in a certain way and be fearful and become obedient. Ow! There's a thistle there, a proper one. I don't trust them one hair at all. It's not so much the government as the people behind that are giving them the money for them to act a certain way. Corruption, I should call it. I wish I could trust them, but I don't. It's sad when one doesn't trust their own governments. As they've not got the people's in their mind. They want us to get rid of us. I don't remember the name of the politician bloke, but I've heard there's some bloke that's attacking, it said on the video title, attacking the working class by removing the buy one get one free on the on the excuse that they're too fat. So that's interesting. Well, it's not the sort of thing I would like to buy because it's food that would make me inflame and trigger and become sick. But obviously if they can eat it, it doesn't seem to harm them. But it's not fair. Why should they remove the free stuff? Isn't food expensive enough? It hasn't gone up enough in price that they need to as well remove the benefits and tell shopkeepers where they keep certain items, like hiding the chocolate on the high shelves and things like that. They really think maybe people are idiots and they are lazy and they will not look for what they normally have. But no, we are not all idiots. And it's a bit demeaning to be thought that way. Because if I had millions and billions, I would be someone very respected. Because I haven't, I'm no value to them. And that's wrong. Ah, we've got the thistle there. Let's clear around it. Well, it's wrong, but it's the way the human society is made at the moment. Ah, one thing I wanted to say. Do you know Billy Carson? Very interesting, from the USA. He talks a lot about all sorts of things from ancient cultures like the Egyptians, the secrets under all that. He talks about aliens as well, a bit. But he said the best us people can do to regain our control and our freedom is we stop. All of us stop for at least a week. We don't go shopping, we do not go to work, and if we are police or we are military, we do not. We take a week off. We do not do anything. We have everything at home and we just stay there. And he said the governments would not be able to cope with 1 billion people stopping, not complying, not carrying on the way we're supposed to do. He said that's the best way. We don't need wars, we don't need protest, we just need to stop. I thought that was a brilliant idea. Not so much for not doing anything, but to regain control. It's the best way, don't you think? Stop what we are doing. Stop. I don't know if you said about stopping using electricity, but that's going a bit far because we do need that to keep our freezers going for anything. Right, you see, so beautiful. Show me your roots. That's a different thistle to earlier. A little thin one. Not quite as fantastic, but nevertheless very efficient. Now I'll put that somewhere else because I'm going to give those other thistles to the pigs and they will not eat the spiky thistle. Ordinary thistle. Oh, look, a wormlet. Oh, there's no hand to eat it. Well, you can go back and hide then. Right, I'm not working very fast there. I'm because I'm talking. That thing where Billy Carson talks about the way to stop, to change the society, it's in his one of the last videos about him earning an award. Last year he had the award of person most researched from the Gaia House. And, yeah, it's on that interview he said about that. I thought it was brilliant. But we all have to stop. Well, all of those will agree. But there's a fear, isn't it? If we stop work, if we stop going out shopping, if we stop everything, there might be, we might suffer back from it, because they might shut down our bank accounts or something, and like they did to the truckers in Canada. Peaceful protests led to very somber consequences. It's because it's what they want. They want to stop us. They want to keep us in fear. I find it very interesting. I'm very grateful to be alive at this time, even if sometimes I do feel the doldrums, like all of us do at some point, don't we? But when I've got some weeding to do, I'm happy. I like it. It would be nice to have a garden to grow things, but there's so many rabbits here, it's pointless. Plus, I planted some garlic once, and I planted it in the wrong place, and I got told off for it. So since then, I've not really been willing to plant anything, because it will be wrong wherever, even though it said that I can plant it there, but suddenly a month later it's not fine that I planted it there. So I won't bother for now. But growing vegetables is wonderful. So nice. So that one sounded tender. No, it's fibery. What a pity. Right, where are we going next? Out here. Ah, it's tender at the top. Billy Carson actually said we should stop for a whole 3 or 4 weeks. Not go to work for that long, not go shopping, not do anything. God, I love his ideas. He's so interesting. Really, really interesting. He thinks we've been capped, DNA capped, which is why we don't live so long, and which is why we're so obedient as well. And why we... Ow, fuck, another thistle. Why we need religion. I heard that from Greg Braden the first time, that the Anunnaki inserted a worship gene in the primates that we were, which is why we looked at them as gods, which is why the Bible mentions several gods. I think it's the Old Testament, because it was actually those lots. It's so fascinating. I love being alive at this time where there's so much knowledge, and you can call it what you want. You may choose not to believe in it, but to me it's so much more exciting to believe in it than to carry on the way I've always believed, because that's boring. What I've learned from the church, what I've learned from my culture, from my parents or family, whichever school. Do you know what the biology teacher told us when we were, I don't know, 14 or something? He told us that AIDS, the disease that was going to kill humanity, which never did, AIDS was following the new motorways in France that were being built, and as soon as there was a new motorways, there was an epidemic of AIDS starting in the area. He told us so many bullshit things like that. It was ridiculous. Oh, they're idiotic teachers, they really are. They think they know it all. They've got a narrow mind, they just peel back whatever they've been taught that is supposing is the truth. Yes, there might have been something with motorways that because there was more access to certain areas of France, suddenly people went there and took poppers and had anal sex and therefore developed some sort of immune deficiency thing. But from that to say it's the motorways that did it, it's like implanting fear in the students. He was quite handsome, that biology teacher as well. He was one of the only young teachers. But yeah. I wonder how many teachers sleep with teenage students. It didn't happen to me. But it does happen a lot, doesn't it? From what I hear. Ow! So, there's one. If I take them by the bottom, they're not so bad at all. But anywhere near the middle, that's a big mistake. Even with those gloves. This video will be called Weeding and Talking to Myself. What I'm doing is I'm working on this not all at once, because the pigs eat it and it will be very beneficial for their liver to detoxify the weed killer that they will have eaten by grazing next to the sprayed plants. I'm doing it slowly so there's plenty of supply for them to eat over several days rather than all at once, as they can't eat it all at once. There's only 2 pigs. I'm not sure you've seen them lately. They used to be in the chicken field. They made so much mess that they got sent off to the backfield, where they have been now for several years. Hello, the hen. You shouldn't be out of your field, should you? If you hear the dogs, go back and hide very quick. Beautiful plant. I'm sorry I have to pull you all out. You know, it was better of the soil, and some of you will be able to grow back anyway. But we can't have so many of you here. Thank you for understanding. Ow! funny, those thistles, they often grow together. There's two there. That's another one, not far. Now the thistle, I don't know if you leave a tiny bit of root, does it grow back? Because they are yearly plants, they die after seeding, from what I understand. I could be wrong on that one actually, maybe they live longer. Why I'm doing this video as well. Is I may not believe myself in the future. When I watch my whiny one again, where I explode emotionally, that I will have actually done all that work. So if I show where it is and what has been done, and do a bit, it will show that I wasn't just lying and making like tending for attention. Because there's some people, they do that, they do videos about this and that has happened, and it's all a lie. Like they've not done any of the work they've said in the videos they've done. And I've learned the other day, there's a woman from Mexico or something, no, Brazil, a model who's been on Instagram for years, and she's got like 2 million followers because she dresses about in pretty dresses and pouting and stuff. And it's been found that she's not real. She's an artificial intelligence type thing. She's computer generated. And since that was found out, the makers of her didn't deny it. She's got even more followers. She's got 5 million followers. It's quite, I suppose it's amazing.